welcome to Cosplay Stitch and Seam. This is David. I know I'm usually behind the scenes of it all, but this year at Banzai 2019, I got to interview as many people as I could at the green room for this year's competition. It was a lot of fun, and I got to meet so many people. Before we jump into that, I did want to remind you of our little housekeeping bits. You can always tell us your cosplay horror stories by going to cosplaystitchandseam.com or emailing us cosplaystitchandseam@gmail.com. Don't forget to join our Facebook group. It's just Cosplay Stitch and Seam, and we would love to have you there and love to join our numbers and join our Work in Progress Wednesday. It's so much fun, and it's great to hear from all of you and what you're all working on. All right, I will now see you guys at the end of the show. Your name is?
Oh, Chance.
Chance, and what are you cosplaying today?
I am Nico from Dead or Alive 6.
Dead or Alive 6. Wow, that is a franchise I haven't heard of in a long time.
Yeah.
So, is this your first time competing?
Yes, it is, actually.
Okay.
I'm terrified.
That was my next question. How are you handling it?
I'm terrified, but I'm kind of excited, but I'm mostly terrified.
What is it that's, like, it scares you the most right now?
It's like, it's me getting both my performance down and also, like, concerned if something falls off, but mainly it's me memorizing my performance.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
One of the things that we love to talk about is the green room experience and how it's a great opportunity to make new friends and learn new things. Have you learned something new in this new experience that you're sitting down, you're talking with people?
So far, I'm just glad, like, they're organized and stuff, because, like, I was concerned about, oh my god, like, my number's not gonna get called, am I actually gonna get out? Like, they were super organized and everything. It's been great so far, honestly.
Good.
And everyone in there is super supportive, so I'm happy about that.
That's fantastic. We also like to do on our show a cosplay horror story. Doesn't necessarily have to be something bad or a horror story, but sometimes it's something that's funny or something that even lifted you up and you kind of learn from it. I burned my face once putting on Warbla or anything along those lines. Do you have a cosplay horror story you'd like to share?
Oh my god, so, like, before, like, I started, like, only cosplaying female characters, before I actually got into everything, and even before I did makeup, I came to this same con one year as a really bad Kyrie from Fate Stay Night, and like I used my natural hair, and it was terrible. I had to use like a DI waistcoat and everything, and it looked terrible. But then I grew to nerve to cosplay only female characters, and here I am now.
Look at you go! You're competing in everything. Look at like these buttons that you've got going on.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah.
You look fantastic. I am very excited for you. Do you have a social media that you would like to plug?
Yes, of course. At lightrunner_cosplay on Instagram.
On Instagram. Well, thank you so much for stopping by. Good luck at the competition.
Thanks.
And I hope you hit all of your numbers. Break a leg.
Thanks.
Thank you. All right, I am now with...
Hi, I'm Louise of Summoner Doormat.
Summoner Doormat from Louise and...
Emma.
And Kylie.
And what are you all dressed as? What's your cosplay?
We're dressed as Beauty and the Beast and Sleeping Beauty.
Aurora is my favorite. No joke. 100% Aurora's always been my favorite.
It's a good movie.
It's a great movie. So, is this your guys' first time competing?
It's not my first, but it's theirs. And they're my sweet nieces, and I wanted them to have an experience like I do.
And what did you think of it?
I liked it. It was fun.
Yeah? And?
I thought it was fun too.
Yeah? Do you think you want to do it again?
Yeah.
Yeah? Do you already think, like, what am I going to do next time?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh, you guys are going to have to tell me so I can help you.
So, how long have you guys been preparing for this?
Well, I think it was early in the year I got the idea to do something with them. And I brought it to their attention. I was like, hey, what if we cosplay together at one of my favorite conventions? And I was talking to them about how the stage worked, and I saw Kylie's eyes light up, and Emma was like, that sounds fun. So yeah, we worked from that.
one of the things that we love to talk about is the green room experience, where everyone's sitting down, they're all chatting, where a lot of people get to make new friends. Have you got to meet new friends and chat with new people?
Not really.
Not really. You guys were first on, right?
Yeah.
That's exciting. You get it done so quick.
We did have quite a few people very excited to see the beast curling Belle's hair.
Oh, sorry, I
Yeah.
missed it.
It's all right. Someone took a picture of it. It might be floating around now.
Did you have any like funny things happen while you guys were building your costumes or while you were practicing?
Well, I remember this one time Emma was helping me build her hoop skirt, and I had her sew on the boning channels, and I realized it was way too big. It looked like a tent, and I was like, uh-oh. And she did all this work. I'm going to have to take this home and fix it. I'm so sorry, Emma. But, she helped me a bunch. Like, I was teaching her sewing also.
Oh, wow.
During that. Kylie is incredibly attentive to sewing. She wants to get all up in it, right? Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I'm hoping I can make them seamstresses.
Ooh, I'm excited for this. I'm excited to see what you guys come from. Thank you so much for stopping by. Did you have any green room experiences you wanted to share, Louise?
Oh, I have a lot of green room experiences, but my favorite was getting to show my family what it's like, what I love doing at conventions. And although it's really stressful, in the end, I feel like it's worth it.
Totally. It has such a huge reward.
It is. I wish we had more time in there to just talk, but since we were first on, it's kind of impossible to do that.
No, that's fair. But now you've got the whole thing. It's all behind you, and that's got to feel great.
Oh, it does.
I'm sure. Well, thank you so much for saying hi. I really appreciate you guys stopping by. Bye. And now I am with
Garnet Banzai.
Garnet Banzai and
Cookie Face.
Cookie Face. I love these names. So do you guys just finish your stint on stage?
Yeah, we just came off stage.
Fantastic. What are you guys dressed as?
We're in Howl and Sophie from Howl's Moving Castle.
Oh, fantastic. One of my favorites. Have you read the book?
I haven't, but it's one of my friend's favorite books, and she tells me I need to.
It is, as every movie and book comparison is different, but what they have for Howl's Black Door in the book is, in my opinion, so much better.
The only thing I know about the book, and I learned this today actually, is that in the movie, his pendant is blue and his eyes are green, and I believe in the book it's reversed.
I think that it's been years since I've read it. The one thing that stuck with me was what was behind the black door.
I know that Sophie's ginger, and I stand behind all gingers, so.
So is this your guys' first time competing?
This is our fourth.
Fourth.
Our third time together.
Our third time together, but my fourth.
Your fourth time.
Yes.
So what's changed? What have you kind of walked away from at this point?
Well,
We've practiced and done stuff before the day of the performance.
yeah, we actually, thought ahead of time and had our costumes done on time and didn't stress about it, which is really nice.
That is nice.
Yeah, our costumes have usually been in on time. It's the stepping, dancing, and music that have,
Right.
well, better every year. And
Yeah.
this year, that's our improvement.
But regardless, you guys look fantastic.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
So one of the things that we are highlighting this year is like the green room and like what you can learn or build while you're in the green room, like your friendships or your knowledge. Or what's something that you guys have walked away from with your green room experience?
We've actually made a friend who we meet here every single year and talk to them and get to kind of catch up through the year because we live in total opposite ends of the state. But we just get to catch up and learn about each other, and it's really cool to see what's up.
And just make sure like, hey, life is still good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's fantastic. Did you have anything else, Cookie?
We got into the green room just in time to get out of the green room.
Yeah.
And then after our performance, we came here. So not much green room experience for me. Just time to catch up with an old friend.
That's wonderful to hear. On Cosplay Stitch and Seam, we love to have cosplay horror stories. Sometimes it's something silly that you did. You accidentally stitched your hem into your pant leg, or a prop broke. But it doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. It could be something silly or something great like we've had stories of people, I met the love of my life at a con or something like that.
That's actually really funny. We met here in 2015, and
We're
2 years
getting
ago.
married next week,
Yeah, 2 years ago he proposed on stage.
right after our performance.
Right. Yeah.
My heart!
As I said earlier, we did our steps that morning, and one of our friends said, "Don't panic, it's not that bad." And to me, and only me, because I was the only one who decided to tell me about deciding to engage, I have to somehow get my partner in a chair and me on one knee by the end without letting them know.
And I told him to just go with the flow and improvise and stuff. So when he put me in the chair, I was like, oh, he's just being creative. And then he got down on one knee. And yes, it was very sweet.
My mind is blown.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And in the morning, I was just like, it's okay if it goes wrong. It's just for fun. And he's like, yeah, for fun.
Yeah, no, it's not like I'm going to be remembering everything that happens today for a very long time.
I think that beats my proposal out of the water. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
As far as horror stories, last year was like pretty fun. Our audio got messed up like 3 times. And he ended up on stage while it started, and it was too late for him to come back. So there was this weird like talking audio while he was in this big armor and everything. And I came up the stairs and like really ripped off his cape, and like we just kind of stood there and got off the stage, and nobody knew really what to do. So there was just kind of some awkward clapping. Yeah. So that was fun.
As far as this year, our horror story is Your Collar Is Gone. We did a transformation, and somewhere in transformation,
Sure.
your collar got lost.
It was sacrificed.
Somewhere.
It was
on stage.
sacrificed. It's
It's
somewhere back there.
Yes.
Well, I wish you guys nothing but the best of luck.
Thank you so much.
I'm sure that the weight is relieved now that it's kind of done and behind you.
We already have our cosplays for next year planned.
Yep.
Well, thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank
you guys
you for
have
the
a great rest of your con.
Thank you. You too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, David.
Hi, Mercedes.
Hi.
So you just got off stage.
My heart's going a million miles per hour.
I'm calm.
Do you need to pee anymore?
No. Hopefully I didn't do it on stage. So, no, like, we stood up and I was like, oh, there they are.
The nervous peas.
And then we're like in line and I was like, there they are again. But yeah, that was fun.
So this is your official reveal on the podcast. What are you doing as your cosplay?
Yes. So Brittany and I, Be Tyrant cosplay. By the way, she's here.
I'm here.
Be Tyrant.
Yes, I'm Be Tyrant cosplay.
She's awesome.
I'm a tyrant.
She's a tyrant.
What-
She's a very
and-
tall tyrant.
What is your team name?
Trash babies.
There you go. Yep.
Trash babies. I love it.
Because we are trash babies.
The whole audience laughed when they heard it. I was like,
It's great.
That's good.
That's because everyone knows deep inside everyone is a trash baby cosplayer.
yes.
And what's your cosplay again?
I am Zolf from Bastion.
It's all for Bastion.
And I am the kid from Bastion.
the kid.
The kid.
He doesn't have a name.
I
Yeah.
know. So
Well, the listeners might not know. Viewers.
that's fair. That's very fair.
Bastion's a great game, by the way. I love it.
Need to pick that one up.
I will let you borrow my limited run edition because I'm still borrowing your God of
You
War.
still have my God of War, yes. So you came up to me and you put something in my face.
Yes.
It is a wheel with some threaded.
It's a caster wheel.
It's a caster wheel. So
So,
what's the story behind this caster
Our
wheel?
set has 8 caster wheels. And as we are quickly getting ready to get on stage, I lift up the set and one of the caster wheels comes off. Now, it shouldn't do that because they all have bolts on them that I've tightened very rigorously on each of them.
And this is a very bad thing because we have 3 sets. We have to spin it around, and then we have to throw something. So we needed the wheels.
Yes, we needed the wheels to be on there as a structural thing. And if one is missing, the whole set is tilted.
Oh no.
And it doesn't really move as easy. And so I was like, uh-oh. So I quickly popped it back on and was like, as long as we don't lift it, it won't fall out. And just kept it. I was like, just put it on, get everything going. Everything went without a hitch on stage.
Oh god.
I mean, like, there was a couple of
Timing
things,
things.
tiny things that I don't know if anyone will really
Things
notice.
you can't really count for in the
Sure.
end.
Yeah.
Sure.
And then we come off stage and the wheel fell off again. But it
What a
didn't while we
relief.
were on stage, and that was the best.
And that's the important part.
There's
When-
my new cosplay heart attack story.
heart attack story. That's that's the level up of horror
When
stories.
you're going on stage and you're like, what happened? So I'm wondering if someone just saw the caster wheels and was like, oh, I need that bolt, and just took it.
We could always check where they were and see if it fell off
I don't know why it would have fallen off,
I
though.
don't
I
know.
checked every single one of them before.
before we moved it over.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course, because we set it up.
Yeah,
Duh.
yeah. They weren't it wasn't falling off then, so.
Oh my god.
Yeah, someone swiped it.
Well, do you feel better now that it's all done?
Yes, actually, I was surprisingly calm this go around getting on stage. This is my first time competing with someone else, and I think that actually helped a lot to know
Yeah?
I wasn't the only one on stage.
Brittany, you should tell the audience how you made your costume, because like I am so proud of what you've put together, and it's amazing.
Well, it's a really long story.
I mean, it is, but
I guess
you've
Cliff
gotten
notes?
really good. You've gotten really good at summarizing it for the judges.
Yes.
Okay.
The summarized
I
version.
also talked really fast.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So basically, I cannibalized a red wool coat, and then to make his red vest, because wool is very expensive.
Mm-hmm. She found one at the thrift store. It was
Found one at
awesome.
the thrift store, took it apart, sewed it. The black and white skirt, if you go look a picture of Zulf, you'll know what I'm talking about. The black and white skirt is like 40 to 45 yards of ribbon sewn on to a twill, so it's very, very heavy. Mm-hmm. And then the blue and yellow layer is quilted satin, which sucks. Don't do that. And then I'm also wearing a petticoat, and a tuxedo shirt that I also made. Pleats suck.
And a removable
collar so that I don't ever have to wash the pleats.
Nice.
But I am very hot.
I believe it.
I am very hot.
I believe it.
Every
That is
chance we've been able to
amazing.
go outside, we've been going outside, except when it's raining.
It's raining.
Because wool and rain doesn't.
No.
Wool will bleed, and that's okay, normally, except that I'm wearing satin.
No.
And
we
also
don't want
super
that.
red.
And it's also
red.
super red.
But yeah, so we're gonna let you go on to the next person. But
Awesome.
thank you, David.
Thank you, Mercedes. Thank you for stopping by. I wish you the best of luck.
Thanks. I'm gonna go sit on my butt now.
I know we did our best, so.
That is
Yes.
something. Thanks so much, you guys.
Thank you, David.
Hi.
Hello.
Your name is?
My cosplay name is Leah Sakino.
Leah Sakino. So nice to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So here on Cosplay Stitch and Seam, we like to talk about like the cosplay green room experience. But first, how long have you been cosplaying?
I've been cosplaying since 2011, actually.
Wow. Is this your first time competing?
This is my first time competing.
How are you feeling?
At first it was very nerve-wracking. My anxiety was built up. Last night, I couldn't sleep because I kept having nightmares. Like, my brain was like, oh, this could go wrong. You could fall off the stage and break your face, whatever.
Gosh. Well, what are you cosplaying as right now?
I am cosplaying as Homura Akemi from Pulia Magi Madoka Magica.
Oh, cool! Very cool. That is like on the top of my list because so many people love that show so much. How do you feel like you did?
I felt very confident in how I did. It was my first time sewing as well. And
You look fantastic.
thank you.
You're very welcome. So the green room is something that we like to talk about of
Yeah.
like building experiences, meeting people, trading secrets. Have you had any of those opportunities just now? I know you aren't in there for very long.
Yeah, I met a lot of new people, and it's very nice to meet for me because I like meeting new friends at conventions. And like Mercedes, she's already friends with my little sister, and just meeting her is just fantastic.
Mercedes is one of the greatest humans on the face of this planet.
Yeah.
So, is this it for you, or are you done cosplay competitions, or do you think you've caught the bug?
I'm going to probably do them again in the future.
I look forward to seeing more of your work then.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Do you have a social media you would like to plug?
Yes, I have a Instagram, and you can also find me on YouTube at Leah Sakino.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
And your name is?
My name is Shawnee.
Shawnee, what are you cosplaying as?
So I am doing WD Gaster from Undertale.
Undertale.
Probably one of the most mysterious characters in the Undertale universe.
That explains a lot. You've got this fantastic prop going on here. Oh, and it lights up. Oh my gosh. That is so amazing.
I am so proud of this prop.
What is the prop made out of?
So believe it or not, it's just wire and tape.
Mm-hmm.
It's a wire and tape frame, and then
Okay.
I put paper mache over the top of it.
That like cakey paper mache, not like the strips of newspaper.
It was strips of newspaper.
Okay.
And then I added wood filler over the top of it, and then spent a couple days sanding it down so it looked more like a skull.
Oh my gosh.
And I didn't want to do Sans version of a Gaster Blaster in the game. I wanted to make Gaster's version of it. So
Uh-huh.
I kind of combined like the horns of a bighorn sheep
Uh-huh.
and what almost looks like a raven skull. Almost,
Yeah.
Because you see it from the Determination Essence Extractor, I guess, at some point during the game.
Mm-hmm.
You can somehow get an ending where it shows this in the game. Haven't played the game enough to see it myself, but I had to do a lot of research
sure.
on this character.
I'm sure. Is this your first competition?
I've competed before. I think this is my 3rd time being up on stage.
How does it feel? Does it get easier?
I don't feel like it has gotten easier for me. I am not the type to be by myself in front of an audience, but it's like I love cosplay enough where like I'm willing to take the jump for it.
Totally. And like you've even got the contacts going on. That's commitment. I can't do contacts.
Yeah, that was hard, especially with the black one because it's a mini sclera. It's a little bit bigger than normal contact. That's a new thing for me. And then face paint. I've never done face paint before, so this is my first attempt at it, and it took months to get all of the details between this and the gastroblaster worked out. It was an ordeal.
I believe it. So we like to talk about the green room experience and how cosplay is for everybody and just kind of a chance to meet new people. Have you had an opportunity to sit down, talk to somebody new, learn something new, anything along those lines?
So when I first got in the green room, I was just trying not to just panic because I had actually forgotten a sheet to cover my prop initially.
Oh no.
So I had to have someone bring that to me last second, so I got saved.
That's
so
good.
During that, I was just panicking, so I wasn't really talking to people. But now that I've been on stage, everything's fine. I'm not starting to open up to people, and there's just really a lot of great people in there, and I look forward to getting to know more of these people.
That's fantastic. That's so good to hear. Do you have a social media you'd like to plug?
I do. I have a YouTube. It's Twin Moon Elder, and I also have an Instagram, which is Twin Moon Cosplay.
Awesome. Thank you so much for showing up. I wish you nothing but the best of luck.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. All right, and I am here with...
Satye.
Satye and
James.
And James. And who are you cosplaying as?
I'm Taco from TV.
Taco from TV?
Really, from the Adventure Zone, yeah.
And I'm Magnus from the Adventure Zone. Magnus Burnsides.
Oh, Magnus just ran up to the microphone, you guys. It was kind of intense.
It's almost like he rushed in.
Yeah. Oh my god. Thank you for taking my setup. So you guys are doing this fantastic Adventure Zone cosplay. How long have you guys been doing cosplay in general?
Ooh. That's hard to say. So we've been together, sorry, tangent. We've been together for like 7 years. So we've kind of been doing that for most of it. But I have been cosplaying a little longer than that. So I would say like collectively we have like 15 years of experience
That sounds
under
right.
our belt. Yeah, just like...
When you add it up together.
That's the important number.
Exactly.
Right.
It sounds more impressive when you
We
do
work
that.
as a team, so cumulative experience and all that.
Exactly.
So one of the things that we like to talk about on Cosplay Stitch and Seam is the green room experience, being with these other cosplayers who are just as nervous, if not more so than you guys are. So kind of what's been your experience like? Have you been able to make new friends, trade secrets? What's something that you've walked away from today?
I don't know. I feel like every year, maybe we don't necessarily make friends that we keep in touch with, but we see people that we see probably again the next year. And I don't know, we get to just point out things we love about each other's costumes, and it kind of becomes a positive, diffusing experience because it stops being so nerve-wracking because you're just being all nice to each other. You know?
One of the things I think is really funny about that specific situation is how often you re-meet the same people over and over again and you don't realize who you're talking to until they tell you what their previous costume is. Like, oh yeah, like, hey, nice to meet you, this is my name, blah, blah, blah. And then it's all of a sudden like, I was this character last year, and we're like, oh, we were having a great time last year. I was this person. Like, holy crap, we already know each other.
We were sitting next to each other last year. Crazy.
We just couldn't recognize you.
That's happened to me like a couple times now. Like someone come up, oh, David, it's so nice to see you again.
And you're like,
yeah. It's not like my 10-year high school reunion all over again. So what's next? I imagine, are you guys going to compete again next year? Are you going to, do you have plans for next year?
I don't think we have, well, I think we have ideas, but the problem is, like, I think last year we drove away from the convention center and we were like, we should do this. Didn't happen. Totally just like a month later, we were like, that was a dumb idea, you know? I'm glad we didn't start that. So, I mean, I think we like competing not because it's like a sport, more because it's just a fun thing to do, and you meet a lot of...
We like to show off.
Sure.
A little
we
bit.
all need attention every now and again.
A little bit, but it's also just like you get to meet all these real cool cosplayers that just like, hey, I was up till 5 a.m. every day working on this.
And you're like, oh yeah, me too.
Relate.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, I mean, I think we'll compete for a long time, and I know that we want to do another Taco and Magnus costume.
You guys nailed it, so
Thank you.
But I totally understand, like, all right, time to up my game.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and it's like so we're doing the oh my god, the designs from the comic book that came out for Adventure Zone. So every arc they're getting new outfits. So Pedals to the Metal, they just got their cover art for it, and we saw it right when we were finishing these costumes and went, well, I guess we're making Taco
Didn't
Madness.
Rockport Limited just came out?
Yeah.
Like, wow, they're going fast.
Yeah, Carrie is a crazy good illustrator. I don't know how she does it.
Wow. We could turn this into a fan Adventure
course.
Zone
I would be
podcast
into it,
easily. But we also like to talk about cosplay horror stories. You know, an accident that happened, but it doesn't necessarily have to be bad.
Right.
But
I
already have one.
Oh, you've got one loaded.
So I'll let you go because I keep talking.
I'm wearing the tunic from the Murder on the Rockport Limited for Magnus, and I was sewing this thing up, and I sewed the front seam and the neckline and the one of the arms, and then I realized, I can't turn this tunic inside out anymore because I'm sewing it inside out, so I got all the batting in there and stuff.
Yeah.
And so I sewed it up and I need to unpick all of this now.
Oh no!
Because it is impossible to turn inside out now. So
I know he just he finished a stitch and then he was looking at it and he just looked up at me with these puppy eyes and I'm like, oh honey, what is it? And he's just like, I have to unpick all of this. And I'm like, oh sweetheart.
Oh my gosh.
So it's like, hey, you have an 8-hour shift tomorrow. I'll help you unpick. I'll do some of that between lunch.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And your horror story?
I have a horror story from this weekend. In fact, for this cosplay, I feel like we had a lot. So I skinned an umbrella and then I reupholstered it.
Yeah, I was about to say that's some fine craftsmanship on your umbrella mechanics.
I painted the inside and it took me hours to do, and I was so proud of it because it has lights in it and it was super intimidating, and it had been fine. We were opening and closing it. We were showing it to family members. We were gloating on social media. You know how it is.
Yeah.
And we get here yesterday and I'm going to the cosplay repair station because I just have a little bit of Velcro that just needs to be glued down.
Sure.
Nothing too bad. And I come back out to the courtyard and I figure, we're in the courtyard. It's not raining. Let me pull out my umbrella because then I can flex. You know how it is.
I know exactly what's going to happen here.
And my boyfriend here is in a conversation with someone, but someone else in my cosplay group sees me and is like, oh, okay, you're back. And as I push open the umbrella, we both just hear this crack noise. And we look at each other like, no, what just happened? So one of the spokes actually snapped where it pivots. And then we looked and some other ones are starting to come apart. And so we're trying to fix it in the hotel room. And so it broke again last night and we went to the hotel, we fixed it up, and I said, okay, we can't open this until stage, because if it breaks once, it can break on stage, right?
Yeah.
So I went on stage, I opened it opened fine, and as I'm exiting stage, I look at the spokes, totally broken, but they opened just fine and in the right way, and I'm like, you know what? Okay. You know what? The judges have no clue that this is messed up on the inside, so it's fine. And now I'm just well, I gotta have to go home, deteriorate for a week, and then I gotta be okay, how am I gonna fix this?
Oh my gosh.
That's mine, but I'm still happy with it.
But you guys were both able to perform despite having to turn it inside out, despite the spokes not complying at all.
We worked through it.
We worked through it.
That's fantastic. I'm so happy to see that. I wish you guys nothing but the best of luck. Do you guys have a social media you would like to
I do.
throw out?
We haven't been very active, but we're gonna be doing that. So if you want to follow us on Instagram, it's James_N_Sachier SACHIE.
Thank you for spelling that out.
Yeah, it's Japanese, you know how it is.
What? That doesn't make any sense.
I know.
Where did that come
In
from?
an anime convention, nobody knows how to pronounce that.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, you guys, for coming onto the show.
Of course.
Thanks for sharing your
Thanks
stories.
for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Have a good one.
You
Bye-bye.
too.
Bye.
Hi, Gadget. Come on up. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good. And with me now, I have
Gadget Gears Cosplay.
Gadget Gears Cosplay, and you are dressed as
Deku from My Hero Academia.
Deku!
I have so many feelings. It's sad.
She has so many feelings.
He's my spirit animal because I also have so many feelings. You can see the tissues right here.
What, that's not a prop?
I literally cried in there. So.
Oh, baby, no!
It was good tears.
Good tears, okay.
They were telling me their story, and I was like,
Friendship is so wonderful.
Friendship is magic. That's so great.
It's true.
So you are doing this fantastic deku. Is this your first time competing, or?
No, this isn't. This is not my first time competing. I actually have a very unique role today, but it's secret. But I have competed. I've been to World Cosplay Summit, and I will be going to France representing the United States in November.
I can't talk to you anymore. You're too cool for me.
Thank you. So I've been around the bush a couple of times, but I love coming here and seeing the beginners because they're the future of cosplay.
Yeah, totally. Like, I did a cosplay today, and just the few people that I've been talking to about it have been nothing but supportive. And, like, that's the only reason that I was like, yep, okay, I'm happy now. Like, it's,
it's a wonderful experience because you get to express your character and you get to show your love for a series that has either impacted your life or has made your life different in a way.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. And it helps the people who are starting new because it's like everyone else is doing it better. You know what I mean?
Well, there's a very Japanese thought of you run towards the backs of those who are in front of you. Okay. And so the people who went before you set the example, but you have wonderful examples that went before you, and then you can take inspiration from them and continue on.
I love that so much. So one of the themes that we're talking about is the green room experience, you know, the friends that you make, the secrets that are traded back and forth. Do you have one that kind of pops to mind of like a green room experience that you were able to like, wow, I made so many new friends, or I would have never considered doing this with that prop?
Yes. This is actually that con.
Really? Okay.
Yes. Okay. So a little bit about me. I am an undercover judge, and I have the opportunity to come in and pick a winner who is a rising star. And I've gotten the opportunity to go undercover as a beginner to go and then talk to these contestants when they're not so nervous in front of judges. And so my book, I've written down names, I've taken down Instagram names, and it's just such an awesome opportunity to get to meet the community and and really get to see where the future is going. And so this is probably the best green room experience I've had.
That is wonderful.
It's so fun because it's a unique experience.
Yeah.
And I get to cheer them on. I get to be there in the trenches with them.
Like that just makes my heart so happy. I'm so excited for you.
I'm super excited. I'm super excited for all of them and the winner and all that jazz.
Well, I wish you best of luck with all of your undercover work.
Oh, thank you.
Do you have a social media that you would like to plug?
Yes, you can find me at gadget.gears.cosplay.
Instagram, Twitter, all of it?
Instagram, Facebook. You can also follow me at madewithloveandsarcasm.com.
I love that website so much.
It's still in the works, so if you go there and you're like, why is this in Greek? My webmaster is working on it.
Awesome.
Mostly because I'm a slacker.
Well, thank you so much for coming on, and thanks so much for telling us your great stories.
Thank you so much for your time.
Have a nice day. All right, and now with me is...
Angel Design. I go by Alex, and I try to be a frequent poster on the Cosplay Stitch and Seam group.
You are one of the reliables. And I was like, oh, it's Alex. Oh, my goodness. Hey, how's it going?
Good.
So you are cosplaying as?
Inkling Schoolgirl from Splatoon.
I have never played Splatoon because I don't like online games all that much, but that looks like so much fun. Oh,
The tentacles are squishy.
Oh, the tentacles are very squishy. So what are the tentacles made out of?
They are made out of a latex fabric, so a stretch fabric with a latex layer.
Okay.
Hand stitched with pain and love.
I can only imagine.
And airbrushed, and there's like stuffing and stuff.
Yeah, no, that looks fantastic. You look fantastic, and you've got a nice prop here too. Looks like a standard squirt gun kind of thing.
So this is called the Splat Charger. It's one of the charger weapons in Splatoon, which are your sniper rifle families.
Oh, okay.
And the aim of Splatoon is to ink as much turf as possible, which is hard to do with a charger weapon. Mm-hmm. And so I made it my goal to be really effective at it. So when I crush your score and I haven't killed you, you know I'm good.
Oh, okay. So you just came off the stage.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
Out of breath.
We are doing kind of a green room experience. What's something that you've walked away from? We've had you on the show before. We know you've done the cosplay thing for a while now. What's something that you've walked away from the green room experience? I've made these friends. I've learned these secrets. What's something that you're walking away from today?
I think it's just a sense of reassurance. Cosplay for me is one of the ways I just kind of stay focused. And the green room is kind of the epitome of that, because it doesn't matter how well you did on stage or what bracket you're in. Everyone's just celebrating the costumes they made, and so just being able to interact with all the people and finding common interests from either their costumes, or you're talking, it's like, oh, you've done theater? I love theater.
These kids who go on stage love theater? What a surprise.
Some of them don't.
This is very true.
I am not one of them.
No, that's wonderful that you're kind of walking away with just like more, I don't know, communal bond, if that makes sense.
I like using the word bratchestvo, which is Russian for it's like brotherhood, but a bit stronger. Almost like mafia type brotherhood.
I love it. So, as you know, cosplay horror stories. Do you have one that you would like to share?
About which costume?
whichever one first came to mind.
So this costume I'm wearing, I started in January, and again, like I said, the headpiece took lots of hand stitching and pain, and I was probably working on hand stitching for 9 months off and on while working and having a toddler to steer away from the scissors and the computers and the dogs, and so it was getting to the point where I thought I might not be able to compete. And in fact, my costume is technically unfinished. It's not to the standard I would like. And it's just like, I was almost crying on my way here this morning because I was running late. I applied a bald cap for the first time today, so there was a lot of things I did for the first time where it's not my best work because it's my first time. And so like that in and of itself was very anxiety inducing.
Yeah.
But the judges and knowing people from the green room last year has been such a help throughout the day because I've been able to go to them and be like, hey, look at what I made. Like this tank I've got, I actually have moving ink in it.
You showed me that, and that was I asked what was in it, and then you opened it up and showed me that it's a hollow tube, but a tube within a tube to kind of give it the illusion of fullness. That was brilliant.
Yeah, I've actually had these in mind for a long time, and the tube's actually leaking, so that's another horror story where it's like if someone tilts it too long to look at from the side, they'll get laundry detergent on their hands.
Well, they'll be clean soon.
Yes. I don't know if the red will come out though.
Oh my goodness. Well, sounds like it's been kind of an adventure just to get this guy together.
Yeah, but I love Splatoon. It's one of my main go-to games after Tetris. One day I'll make a Tetris cosplay. I don't know how it's going to work, but it'll be fantastic.
Which Tetramino are you?
Well, see, I was thinking of trying to get the lights set up so I'm wearing like a ball gown and there's Tetris blocks falling. But saying that out loud, please don't hold me to that because it's very intimidating and I have known nothing about lights.
Every work in progress Wednesday, I'm going to start bugging you. When am I going to see you as a Tetramino? Well,
I'll bug you about your sword.
It's done.
It is?
It is, yeah.
Oh.
I was carrying it today.
I didn't see it.
I just didn't want to carry all of my equipment and the prop.
I completely understand.
I probably will wear it again tomorrow.
Okay.
So, where can we find your social media?
So right now I'm just on Facebook, and I have a dormant website.
Same.
So X-Angel Design and Cosplay. And if you just search X-Angel Design on Facebook, it should pull up. I've got a cool compass rose with an X on it. That's my logo.
Awesome.
And then xangeldesign.com.
Cool.
Or no, I think that's the domain name. Again, I haven't updated it since my son was like 1. He's like 2.5 now.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming back on the show, and I wish you nothing but the best of luck.
All right, well, thank you, David. Always a pleasure.
Thank you. So now I am here with...
Robert,
and you are cosplaying as...
the Witch of the Waste.
The Witch of the Waste. I was so convinced by your neck fold that you've got going on here. In passing, I legit thought that was but it is so good.
Thank you. It was a lot of work, a lot of late nights.
I can only imagine. You look like a one-for-one recreation from Howl's.
That's what I was going for.
It's great. I'm assuming you're done with being on stage?
Yes.
How'd it go?
I think well. I hope well. That went by so fast.
Did it? Really? Do you feel like you hit all your marks and whatnot?
I think so. I just hope that I wasn't too fast.
That's fair.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
It's like don't pause for too long, but also don't like walk off the stage as soon as you walk on.
Walk on, walk. Yeah, no, I get you. Hold, count to 10, move, count to 10. Yeah, I get you. So what made you decide to do Witch of the Waste?
You know, and I know it's just more of my mental thing. It's just like, well, she's a bigger girl, and I am a bigger guy, and I just
Sure.
wanted to go ahead and do something that I felt that would fit that look and all that really well.
Okay.
And quite honestly, I felt like she's just kind of me.
That's a great reason. Oh
Like,
my gosh.
She's overly confident about things. She's like, she would be me if I actually had magical powers.
Oh, I love this idea.
Yeah. Oh, I can make curses. I have no idea how to break them.
And then if you have to climb up all those thousands of steps.
Oh gosh, that's been me the whole con.
Yeah.
I've been lifting up the foam to breathe, and it just sauna.
You had to lift up the girls every now and again.
Every now and again.
So one of the things that on Cosplay Stitch and Seam that we're trying to focus on is like the green room experience, meeting new people, sharing secrets, hints and tips. What's kind of been your experience with the green room?
First time going into the green room, first contest I've ever done.
Oh
honestly.
my goodness.
But I like it. I like that. Like, there's definitely like some time at the very least for you to like just breathe and all that for just a second. Like, go through it on your head, make sure that you're not gonna miss anything. Figure out what you're gonna do if you're gonna like trip. And then just seeing like all the other cosplays that are just like absolutely amazing. It's like, wow, that looks like it takes so much work. And they're like, oh, well, it's just this. I'm like, wow, that actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. That's really good. I'm glad to hear it.
But yeah, I'm definitely doing it again this next year.
Good.
I'm addicted now, I think.
You've got the bug.
Yeah, I've got the bug.
That's not necessarily a bad thing, but it can be an expensive thing.
Oh gosh, I can't even begin on this.
we don't need to trade numbers here,
Yeah,
but
no.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
So also one of the things that we love to do is a cosplay horror story.
So I don't have anything from this necessarily. I mean, the closest I would say is when I was trying to get the form for the chest and the goiter piece and all that. You sprayed me down with Flex Seal in the shirt, and some got it on my skin. Luckily, none of it got like skin to shirt stuck, which would have been terrible. However, like 5 or 6 years ago, my very first cosplay, I decided I'm going to make Pyramid Head.
Oh wow, that's a big cosplay.
Yes. So I was like, okay, I can do this. I went ahead and watched someone else make it using hot glue for the very first time, because every other time I tried using it, was told, don't use it, you're going to hurt yourself. I was like, oh no, I got this, it's fine. I'm trying to push in, you get that glue that just won't seem to go in for the next stick. I have it, and I had it over my palm. I wasn't thinking about it, and just dripped onto my palm.
Ow! Ow!
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Later on in that cosplay, because I had to start over again because something didn't end up just right, and I'm cutting up the cardboard, and I'm cutting, and then I cut through right onto the thumb, right where a nice little vein is.
Oh, so blood everywhere.
I wasn't blood everywhere because I do the thing that you do when you cut yourself. You put your mouth on it and you suck. And then I put the suck in, and then I got really nauseous.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's so bad.
And then I was like, well, I had to clean up all the seams in the cardboard, So I went to Home Depot. I'm like, hey, what should I use? They're like, oh, hey, use this. It's like a rock putty, a water putty. I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah, it dries hard as a rock. It also was as heavy as a rock. Let me tell you, wearing that around on your head is a nightmare.
I'm sure.
Give me such a creep in my neck.
Oh. Well, thank you so much for sharing. Yep. Thank you so much for coming on. Hopefully we'll see you again next year.
Hopefully. Plans for next year's Uncle Iroh.
Oh, I cannot wait for it.
Oh yeah, I plan on growing out my hair so I can use my real hair for it.
Well, I look forward to it. Thank you so much.
Of course.
And now I am with...
I'm Aloha Lion.
And?
I'm Clarissa Deming.
And welcome. And you guys just finished your set, is that right?
Yes. Yeah, a little bit ago.
How long have you guys been cosplaying?
Whew.
Since 2012 for me.
And since I was 11, so however long ago that was, but I guess, 17 years ago?
Whoa, wow. I assume this isn't your first competition.
Oh, definitely not. This is not even my first cosplay skit.
Are you guys master class at this point?
Intermediate.
Intermediate,
Unless
yeah.
they decide to bump us up for this thing, but hey.
I have a 2-year-old. I don't have time for master level stuff.
That's fair. That's fair. And what are you guys cosplaying as today for our non-seeing audience?
I'm Shao Tucker from Full Metal Alchemist. He's Alexander and Nina's father.
Yeah, I am Alexander the dog. We also have someone who's dressed up as Nina, but I think she skedaddled earlier.
Well, you forgot you're 2 people. You're also a chimera.
Oh yeah, I turned into a chimera at the end of our skit.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
Did the whole audience just go,
Yes. Oh, the reaction was perfect. That's exactly what I wanted.
What happened was I first came out, well, she was out first, worrying about the exam thingy. And then I come out like, I'm a happy puppy.
And I'm like, oh, hi, doggy. Oh, it's my dog. Get in the box.
You get in the box, yes.
Oh, gosh.
Then they turn the box around.
And I'm like...
And then Nina comes out and says, Nina, and she's
like, Daddy, can we play? And I'm like, sure. And we do a little dance together. And then I'm like, get in the box.
Get in the box, child.
Then we turn the box around. There's a alchemy symbol that lights
on
up.
the side.
And then as thunder crashes, I slam my hands against the symbol and it starts flashing. We turn the box around and
then you open it and I'm the chimera now.
Yep.
Oh my
And Nina
gosh.
is gone.
That is...
And the box is empty by this point, yes.
That's heartbreaking.
Yeah,
but
it
it's
is.
so good.
I just love doing magic.
When the curtain slid open and I could hear something of a collected
Yeah.
it's just like
Oh, it was beautiful.
best
It's why we
feeling.
do what we do.
But then I almost fell off the stage because I couldn't see with all the hair in front of my
Carefully
eyes.
lead the puppy dog off the stage.
Yeah, you've got like a full fursuit going on here.
Yes.
This is must be excruciatingly hot.
It is pretty warm, yes. I can't wear this for too long. But I also had, when I was on stage, to still like pause so that I could walk around on all fours too.
Oh, wow. That's super cool.
Yeah, we just thought it came off better if she was walking on all fours like a dog.
Yeah, instead of like hands
these
and
are
knees.
good for like these puppy paws are good for like walking around on 2 legs.
Yeah.
It's not so nice for walking around on
Yeah,
all
so
fours.
she made it pretty versatile so she could do both.
Oh,
Yes.
that's fantastic. So one of the things that we're focusing on in Cosplay Stitch and Seam is the green room experience.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like it's always been this kind of place to communicate and trade secrets and make new friends. Is there a green room experience that hops to mind that's just like really overwhelming, something that you may have learned or made a new friend?
Well, we actually, the person who was playing Witch of the West.
Oh yeah,
He's
I just
so
talked to him.
fantastic. Yeah, he showed us his hat and his neck and everything
how
he
to
did
make-
there.
How he made the neck roll thing. And I
Yeah.
also told him, he asked how I made the head, and I told him what I did, which is a bucket. Which was a bucket head that I did. Basically, I made a bucket out of foam and built it off of that.
And I shared similar experiences because I've won several awards for cosplay skits in Missouri and Illinois. So I kind of talked about those and what we did and how they were effective and how they won awards and, how to do a good cosplay skit.
Yeah, and then last year we also did a different skit with magic as well.
Yeah, people recognized us from us. We were Sephiroth and Aerith.
That's where.
That's us.
That was us.
So we wanted to top our last magic trick.
I think we did.
We definitely did.
I didn't get to watch this year's one, but I remember like last year before I even hit record, I was like, okay, but like you got to tell me, and I don't remember who it was, but it's like nope.
Yeah.
It was her.
Yeah, it was me because I do not reveal my secrets. And the great thing about that trick was there was barely a trick to it. So it was so simple, no one could figure it out.
Oh, I'm sure.
And it baffled them. And that's
they
what I love to do.
And they could see the box is empty.
Right.
That there's just a hole for the thing
For the sword to go through, and that's it.
But that was it. There's nothing
That's what I love
to
about
it.
magic is that it's so simple that people can't figure out what it is.
Sure.
Because they're thinking, well, maybe they did this and
Right.
this,
They try to
but
complicate it in their
what
head and you know, and really it's not.
No.
Actually, the simplest answer is always the easiest to pull up and the easiest to pull over people's eyes.
Occam's razor.
Yeah, definitely. So with kind of green room, and you guys have been doing this long enough, do you guys have any cosplay horror stories you would like to share?
Horror stories. Oh, good Lord. Where to begin? Horror stories. Let's see. I feel like I've had some, but I
Nothing's
usually
coming
remember
to
the
mind.
good times, not the bad times.
See, I always remember the bad times. It was like, remember that time I almost died?
Remember the time I almost died?
I kind of almost died today because, well, with the chimera thing over my head, it was the hair is pretty much over my eyes, and we have some lights to make my eyes glow. And so it makes it impossible to see, especially with the lights coming in front of me. And I could not tell where I was going, and so I kept on going forward because I needed to get out of the box. And I was like, felt a tug on one of my ears.
Yep.
It's like,
and then I realized, you're at the edge of the stage. Back up.
To the stage, and so I need to go this way now.
I was
and
making sure you did not
stop again. It's
go
like,
off the
okay,
stage.
you need to go this way to get to the ramp.
So I do.
And then I couldn't go on all fours on the ramp. It was too steep.
Yeah,
you're okay.
So I just stood up and it's just like toot, toot, toot.
I guess my only cosplay horror story is I don't remember if you were there for that, but we also do Saber Guild, which is a lightsaber choreography group. And we do it for FanX and we do KidsCon. So we do like lightsaber training with them and they have foam lightsabers. Well, when you're the Sith and the bad guy, kids love to beat you up with those lightsabers. So we actually, before we performed our battle, we had to wait like 30 seconds to a minute for all these kids to stop beating me up with foam lightsabers.
So what's supposed to happen is we're supposed to get the children to use the force to push them back.
And instead, they're trying to beat me up.
So what we normally say is, children, use the force, help me. But they got it wrong and said, help me, use the force. And so they heard help me. So they go with their lightsabers.
Beat the crap out of the Sith. We got this. And in Saber Guild, it's kind of an inside joke that we call it a Sith pinata. Because we're like, no more Sith pinatas. I will not be beat up by little 5-year-olds with foam lightsabers.
That's totally
unacceptable.
Do you guys have any social media that you would like to plug?
I'm on, let's see, Instagram as Clarissa Deming. I don't really post many cosplay things. I just post inappropriate stuff. But I do have a cosplay page called Fairy Cosplay Mother. I don't update as much as I should, but that's where you can find a lot of the projects I do.
Awesome. And
again, I don't post a lot of my cosplays myself as well. But you can find me at alohalion.deviantart.com.
Awesome.
Where I post a lot of my artwork. I like to draw too.
Awesome.
And I also have a business called you can find me on Facebook through facebook.com/alohalionsden crafts. No.com on the end. Sorry. It's been a long day.
Yeah, it has been. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for showing up, you guys. I really appreciate you stopping by and saying hi.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks for letting us come.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks so much for listening to Cosplay Stitch and Seam. Feel free to send us your horror stories at cosplaystitchandseam.com or email cosplaystitchandseam@gmail.com. Thank you so much for listening. Thanks for being so awesome. Don't forget to join our Facebook group if you've got the time. I don't have a clever pun, so you're just gonna have to deal with that. All right, you guys, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.